Oh, this is not good timing. There's a lot of cabbage in this, like a lot of huge chunks of cabbage I've been trying to eat before I get to the noodles, because this is really crunchy. I love cabbage, but it's very crunchy for this video. My Uber's almost here. I just ordered some Uber, about to go pick it up once they tell me I can pick it up downstairs. I have a girl driver today, it's different. And yeah, I'm excited to get some food. It's kind of late right now. It's later than I usually like to eat dinner, but here we are. So yeah, just waiting for my driver. Then going to start this video. So basically for today's video, I asked you guys to ask, well I asked, not you guys, but I asked people to ask me questions on Instagram, and I got a few, and so I decided I am going to answer them while eating dinner. So let's get into it. Well, actually, I'm gonna get into my dinner first. Yeah. It came in 2 separate parts, which was nice because obviously the curry noodles are hot, and we don't want that mixing with sushi. That'd be bad. I've actually never Ubered sushi before, so this is the first time. Yeah, first time Ubering sushi. It's super nice because I didn't realize, I got like sushi that was cooked because I didn't want to risk like having raw fish Ubered to me, because that just doesn't sound safe. Because sometimes Uber drivers have like multiple drop-offs or something or whatever. Did not realize that they were going to give me an ice pack. That's so nice. Like, to make sure that my food, you know, stays at a healthy temperature until it reaches me. Like, that's so considerate. But yeah, so I got some grilled salmon because, again, didn't want to Uber raw sushi to me because that just didn't sound safe. And then some curry. So yeah, gonna answer some questions, gonna eat, just have a little conversation for. But yeah. Noodles. I'm gonna try this. I've never Ubered this before either, so I've Ubered from this place, but I got like a rice type thing before, never their noodles, but yeah, noodles sound good, so why not? It's curry. It's pretty good. Nothing against it. It's pretty good. But anyway, so start off easy. I am currently 24, about to be 25. My midlife crisis is coming up. I am a Virgo, so my birthday obviously is coming up since it's currently Virgo season. What was the other one? Enneagram. My Enneagram is a 2. I'm a type 2. I'm a helper. My Myers-Briggs, I already forget. I'm like ENFJ, because I think my siblings are INFJ, and the only difference with me is that I'm an extrovert and they're introverted. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I really appreciate this curry because there's so many vegetables in it. Like, I haven't been eating a lot of vegetables lately. I've been on a weird, like, I've been craving steak like every day, and I don't know why. So I've been making steak bites in my air fryer, which is really good. Would highly recommend making steak bites in your air fryer. So good, so crispy on the outside and like perfectly tender in the middle. If you get it just right, like, you have to obviously pick the right temperature and all these things, but like, I do it and it's so good. But yeah, so the basics about me, and obviously I just mentioned siblings. I have 2 older siblings. I have a brother and a sister. So I am the youngest. I am the little baby sister that is overly protected by both siblings. But that's the way life is. Let's try some of this sushi. But yeah, so it's a grilled salmon, just normal sushi, rice on the bottom. Good. I like it. So this next question is, so for those who don't know, I moved abroad to do my master's in global health. And so this next question is, why did I decide to do a master's in global health? And then another one I got previous to that was, why, like, did I study public health in undergrad? So we'll start there. No, I did not study public health in undergrad. I started out college as a bio major, thinking that, like, I was bio, I was pre-med, I was your typical, like, gonna, like, try to be a doctor student, like, taking all those classes. And but then towards the end of my college career, I realized I don't want to be a doctor. I didn't like it. I shadowed some people. I just could not could not see myself in that field. And then I studied abroad my junior year and discovered the field of public health, because my undergrad didn't have, like, public health, global health as a degree, and so I wasn't really exposed to it. So by senior year, I ended up changing my major senior year, which is kind of a big, risky move. I changed my degree into general science with an emphasis in biochemistry, so I wanted to major in sociology. Because in sociology, I could take, like, medical sociology courses, like medical humanities, things like that, and so I thought that was a better fit for me, because I started leaning towards public health, and then that's when I decided I wanted to pursue graduate school and go into a master's in public health, because I thought that would be a great fit for, like, the direction I want to go in life. I want to go more towards public health and, like, health communication, things like that. So yeah, didn't really do public health in undergrad. Switched my life when I studied abroad. And then why did I want to do a master's in global health? I don't know. I actually, when I was, like, researching public health, like, programs and schools, like, potential schools and stuff, because I was taking a gap year after college, I actually never really looked into global health as a, like, field. Wasn't really actually looking into global health. I thought it'd be interesting because I also, I just have I had a really big interest in bugs and mosquitoes. If you guys ever see my Instagram, I obviously have a very big fascination with mosquitoes and malaria and things like that. And so I knew I wanted to study tropical diseases, and so I was looking into programs that were good at tropical diseases. But then during my one gap year, my dad actually found out about the program that I ended up joining. He found about that program, and then so they had an info session in, like, my neighborhood. And so after work one day, me and my dad just went out and met some of the professors, and then it ended up being like I felt like it was going to be a good fit for me. Like, I could see myself doing this program. And it's global health, and it's abroad, it's not here. It's taught by teachers from, like, all over the place, which is actually true. We did get teachers from, like, different parts of the world. And so it just, to me, felt like a better, like, if I wanted to study global health, this was truly the global experience. And so, yeah, that's why, I guess that kind of answers, like, why I chose this program, why global health. Because I want to study tropical medicine. And so the other question was my favorite and least favorite thing about living abroad. Least favorite, obviously, being away from all my friends and family. I have some family here, but, like, because I lived in the States for, you know, all of my life, I wasn't really super close to my family here. So yeah, least favorite part is just being away from everyone. Because I also wasn't planning on staying here for this third year, potentially 4 or 5, I don't know how long I'll be here. I was planning on moving back just right after I graduated, but then COVID hit, and then I found a job here, and so I decided to stay. At the time, it just felt safer to be here. With everything going on in America, I didn't really feel like it just didn't feel right to go back. I didn't feel like it was my time. I didn't feel like it was time. I felt like I still had more to do here in Taiwan. But then I found a job, so it kind of worked out. But then my favorite part about living abroad, besides making all my new friends that have now left me, which is really sad, made a lot of new friends from a bunch of different parts, like, well, we're all American, so different parts of America that I probably would have never met otherwise. Meeting all of them and just being able to travel around with my friends. Like, we traveled pretty much up, down, all around Taiwan. Why I kind of chose to do this program, which is abroad, is because I feel like in my 20s it's like the perfect time to start traveling. So I'm not too young where it's like, I don't know, I feel like when you're young and traveling, it's a different experience because there's certain things you can't experience, certain things you just don't understand yet. But then I'm not too old where like my body will start aching after like 5 minutes of being outside. Like right now I'm still young, my body's moving, like obviously my bones crack every time I sit down, but like, you know, just little things. I feel like your 20s is the best time to like go out and do crazy things like this, like yeah, live abroad. And my favorite thing is just also being able to connect with my like culture, my heritage, because I am Taiwanese. My parents are born here, raised here, but then moved to America. My dad went to school in America. My mom was with my dad, and then because my mom also went abroad for undergrad. My mom didn't do her undergrad here in Taiwan, and so she went abroad, and then my dad went abroad for his master's. And so my parents kind of instilled that idea in me to like go abroad at some point for school. Neither of my siblings did it, but I just felt like it was something I wanted. Someone asked, do I have tattoos? And if yes, what are they? So I have one on my arm back here. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. So yes, I do have a tattoo. It's right here. It's a butterfly. It's a very specific species that I picked. It's a butterfly that's only found here in Taiwan because I wanted to have a piece that kind of commemorated my time here. It actually has a lot of meaning to it. Basically made a lot of bad decisions early on in life, like in college, and so I made a really lot of bad decisions. So then when I moved here, I told myself I wouldn't, and then so I got this piece a year into me being here because it was like a reminder that I've chosen to leave my past in the past and move on and grow and be a better person. Because I did leave those choices behind, and I think I've been making a lot better decisions now that I'm here. And so that's kind of what this is. I also have one on my rib cage over here on my right hand side. It is a heart with an equal sign it's an outline of the heart, and then the equal sign is a part of the outline. That one was actually my first tattoo. Got that one in college. This kind of was like a reminder to like give myself grace. Things like that. Yeah, my tattoos all have meaning to me. They're not just random. Didn't mean to get that deep with them, but they have deeper meanings. But you can't see this one. This one's hidden for a reason. This other one. Next question. My friend has been asking me to do this for a really long time, and I told her I'll do it as part of the Q&A. So if anyone knows me really well, will know that I love true crime. Like, I listen to podcasts about it when I wake up. I listen to podcasts before I go to bed. I've watched almost all of the like DOCUSERIES on Netflix. I actually just finished another one. I love watching true crime. I find it so interesting. I don't know. I just find it so fascinating. Like, not like the actual like crime itself, but like the person and like their motive and like what drew them to. It's not really the psychology behind it, because I didn't like psychology, but just kind of like what led them to this. So I just finished what was it, a murder among the Mormons or something like that. Murder among the Mormons, or like murder of the Mormons, like, or within the Mormons, something like that. And that one was pretty interesting. It's not my favorite, that's for sure, but it was very interesting because I actually don't know very much about Mormonism, and so this also kind of gave a history about Mormonism. I actually fell asleep after, like, in the middle of watching the third episode. There's only 3 episodes, so in the middle of the third episode, I ended up falling asleep, and I had a dream about like the Mormon church, and it was so weird. Just because like I was watching it, that was the last thing I heard before I like, you know, knocked out, was just like the Mormon church and like things about it. And so it was really interesting that like I just had a dream about that. But yeah, no, I didn't really know much about Mormonism. Like I know like what the LDS church is, but I never knew like the origins of it, and like how it came from like gold plates and like all these things. Like I just never looked into it personally. But yeah, it was about like these bombings that are happening around like Salt Lake. obviously very prominent area for Mormons. And so it's about these bombings and like kind of who did it and things like that. And it was actually very fascinating. Would recommend it if it's something you're interested in. It's really short, it's only 3 episodes. But again, not my favorite one. I started watching Making a Murderer. But that one was kind of hard for me to watch, actually, because I felt sad for the guy who went to jail. Because the thing is, like, guy Stephen Avery is framed for a murder he didn't commit, and he goes to jail for it. He admits to it, but he didn't do it. He goes to jail for it, which eventually drives him crazy. And I think in the end he does commit murder. I think that's the whole point. Like, he gets released after being proven that he didn't commit this first murder, because I think it was his wife, or I guess ex-wife. I think he, like, someone murdered his wife and then they framed him and he just admitted to it. I don't really remember. But basically, yeah, so it's a little bit, like, he's slower in schools and things like that. I could be wrong. I could be mixing up my shows too. But, or like murderers too. But this is what I think what I remember. I haven't watched it in a really long time. But yeah. So, there's that one. That one was kind of interesting. Again, it's not my favorite. I watched The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. That one was actually very interesting. Basically, this girl, I think she's from Canada, wanted to go on this vacation alone. She wanted to prove that she was an adult. But it was later revealed, like, they don't tell you this immediately, but they tell you this later on, that I believe she was schizophrenic. And she was not consistent with taking her medications. And basically, this girl goes missing. Everyone's like trying to find her. They're like, oh my gosh, someone abducted her, things like that. But in the end, they found out that, like, she wasn't abducted. They found her in the water tank on the roof, and they're saying that it was probably due to her schizophrenia. She heard voices. Someone probably told her, like, someone's coming after her, and that she had to go hide in this water tank, and then she drowned, unfortunately. So that was interesting. That was really interesting to watch. I could not pinpoint who did it, but in the end, no one did it, so it kind of made sense. That was an interesting one. I Am a Killer. That one is probably one of my top ones, actually. I Am a Killer is very, very interesting. Every episode is an interview with a different person on death row, like a different inmate on death row. And it's just so fascinating to hear them, like, recount, like, their crimes. Because some of them, like, you can tell, like, obviously feel very bad about what they did. And they, like, they're just like, I regret doing it. And other people are just like, it happened. I did it. I'll admit to it, but it is what it is. And so it's just fascinating to me to see how they all react. American Murder, The Family Next Door, that one was a very fascinating one. I was very curious. I finished that series. It's a limited series. I finished it so fast because I was so curious. I was so interested. Basically, this family in, like, Colorado, like, this man's wife and, like, 2 daughters go missing. And because this man came home from, like, a work trip or something. He came back from, like, a business trip. And his wife and 2 kids were missing. And he's, like, freaking out. He's like, oh my gosh, where's my family? Goes to his neighbors and asks, have you guys seen anything? I've been out for the past, like, I don't know how many days. And I come home and my family's not there. My wife's phone is still on the table, but I don't see them. And it's this whole goose chase. Goes in circles. And in the end, it was revealed that this man was having an affair with this girl. And he ended up killing his wife and toddler's wife. Like, he suffocated his family and then dumped their bodies so that he could go be with this woman he's having an affair with. I mean, that was crazy. Because, like, I didn't see it until the very last episode. And then I realized, like, oh, like, it makes sense if you watch it a second time. Like, you start to see the clues. I didn't see them at first, and I was very surprised. It was just shocking. This man's still in jail. The woman he was having an affair with still is with him, I think. Or at the time when I was watching this show, I think they said that they were still together. Do you. Love who you want. I guess this man literally would kill for you, so you know? Must have been nice. But I think he's still in jail. I don't really remember. Oh no. Like, obviously he's in jail, but I don't know what happened to him after. My number one show, which is also the one that I can never rewatch, the one that scares me the most, and that's why I like it. I was just so fascinated, but also so scared. I like literally, there's one night, I forget which episode it was, but like, this one took me a little bit longer to finish because I was honestly scared. There's just one episode, I forget what it was, and I just could not sleep. I had to text my friend and be like, I'm freaking out. Like this, it scared me really badly. And it's the Night Stalker. That one scared me so bad because this man literally is like going to people's homes and like is like, you know, sexually assaulting these people and then just killing them and then going on like it means like nothing happened. Like, I don't know, I think it's just the way, like, because he was so like chill about it, but also he like, in the end they showed like clips of him going to court, like stuff like that, and he's like, oh, I'm possessed by like Satan, all these things. So he's like, oh, I have a devil inside of me, things like that. And so it kind of like, not that it justified it, but it was just like, oh, like that's where your mindset is. But it was just so creepy watching the first couple episodes. I was literally like so scared, and I was so fascinated by it. And so it's probably one of my favorites. Would never watch it again, but would recommend if you're really into true crime. Highly recommend that one. Scared the shit out of me. Yeah. But yeah, if you know of any more on Netflix, please do let me know. I'm starting to run out because I got like, there's certain ones where I watch and I get bored. Like I watched Abducted in Plain Sight. It was okay, interesting. I watched a story about like Madeleine McClain. Also watched that one. I felt like, I'm so sad, like they still haven't found her. And that's really, actually maybe, I think recently something about her came up recently, but I didn't really look into it. But like that's just scary. Like all of a sudden just 1% of this whole house is missing. Scary. How many countries have I been to? I've been to 11 countries so far. Want to travel more. Was supposed to travel, but COVID hit. So yeah, me and my friend are supposed to go to Greece. COVID hit, and so now both of us are a little bit busy. We're trying to plan a trip for September, but it's already the end of August. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Like I really want it to, but it might not. We'll see. What else did I get asked? Favorite sport? I was a swimmer, so obviously swimming is my favorite sport. Favorite sport to watch? I love watching college football. In the fall, every weekend you will see me decked out in green and yellow watching college football. I love it. I was in marching band in high school and college, and I loved it. Actually, it was a love-hate relationship, but I loved in college because I get to go to the games for free, got to be there early, got to travel with the team, got to go to all these cool places, got to meet a whole bunch of people, loved it, great experience. But yeah, I hope you learned a little bit about me today after answering all these super random questions. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to do another Q&A video. Obviously, submit more questions if you have any more questions so I can make another video out of this. Yeah, let me know what you want to see in the next video. We'll see you all next time.